Okay, first off, this is not this. This is not this. If you play this like you'd play this, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, yes, both can fortify for higher defense and larger volumes of fire. This is true. And yes, they're both old war machines which now have a personality, but you know what? HK was announced first, okay? Not that anyone ever cares. And it's not like there's a similar robot in fiction anywhere, so you know what? I don't know. It's a copy, I guess. Unless you can find...
Number 5 is alive.
Do you want to become a Hellcat with HK? You know, Hellcat? Like the World War II tank? No? Okay. Do you like DACA? Do you like fast DACA? Do you like long-range DACA? Do you like big DACA? Roarg! Do you like being play-of-the-game bastions and sitting in place all mad? Who the hell put this in my script? Then HK-206 is the hero for you. HK's lore goes something like this. HK-206 is an ancient war machine unearthed by House Tessera, who seek to figure out how this robot ticked. However, they quickly learned that HK was more than an on-and-off bot. Conflicting commands gave this robo-warrior a personality, like laughing in the result of the configuration of his mortars. At some point, he awoke proper, escaped from his tasks, befriended a small flying friend. He's not Bastion, okay? Fell in with a bad ground with Ramsey, and eventually helped a nomadic group with diplomatic relations by sitting at the conference table and looking menacing. As always, builds and gigantic are more artistic than scientific, so I'm going to run through each of the abilities, its upgrades, and when best to pick them up. Unlike my last video, however, I'll be starting with Fortify rather than its first ability, as it's iconic to HK. Your E, Fortify, is the ability that makes most people think HK is Bastion. You become immobile, gain 20% front damage reduction, your LMB becomes more accurate, you gain resistance to push and launch effects, not immunity mind you, but just resistance, like reducing it by like 90%. You're robo low to the ground, not a wall. At least not yet. You also no longer have an reload with your LMB attack, and it fires endlessly. He's not Bastion, okay? It has a 12-second cooldown after unfortifying. Important note, you can dodge while fortified, so if you have to peek around a corner or grab some cover but you don't want to unfort, shimmy on over. Okay, remember how I said HK isn't like Bastion? Well, it's time to talk about how to make him play like Bastion. Ugh, let me bleach my mouth. The left-hand path is Siege Mode. You gain a 400 hit point shield while you stay fortified. So this lets you sit on a perch and take less damage, as your shield takes something like 85% of incoming damage first, plus your reduction from being fortified, and lets you sit and out-trade people. Yeah, okay, you could just sit on a rock and just fight, right? That's not going to actually win you games. If you're in a poke war, this is great, as you lose your shield, hop off your point, get some healing, and be right back in there with 2,400 modified health. The left-hand path of this is Shock Absorbers. You become immune to disruption. So stun, launches, daze, pushes, interrupts mean zip to you. Hit me again, daddy, I want to feel it. This is mostly unnecessary. You're resistant to start with. You're going to be trying to be far away from the fight anyways, so why in the world would you take this? The answer is Woo. Woo, goddammit. Woo has a pull that when you get ripped off your perch in an angry 5-man sack party, well... Okay, I'm backing up, there's nothing to be done here. Hello, goodbye, that's my health. You're just gonna cry yourself to robo-sleep. But with this, you laugh as he tries to French you and instead gets a mouthful of lead. The right-hand path is Earth Mover. You gain a deflection shield for 3 seconds when you fortify, and when you unfortify, you knock people away. Yeah, the push is mostly pointless. Maybe it saves your life when an assassin dives you, but 3 seconds of deflection is worth its weight in gold. Especially against other ranged heroes. Pop out of cover, fort, take 0 damage from their attacks as you unload against your enemies, either forcing them to cover or killing them. And even after the deflection fades, you still have a 400-point shield to deal with any riffraff that want to trade with you. The right-hand path for your tier 1 choice is Rapid Recalibration. You get an extra 10% extra LMB damage for 5 seconds, and fort and unfortify 2 times faster. Now, your normal DACA isn't your big damage, hence why he is in Bastion. The extra 10% damage is pretty okay, raising your DPS from a base of about 183 to 200. And more importantly, you get this unfortified fortification speed. Usually it takes about a second to pop in or out of fortification, which could get you killed if a melee hero jumps you. With this, you can pop out and run away. Or, if you're using fortifications for rider effects from other abilities, aka read mortar, you can quickly use the ability unfort in a blink of an eye, but more on that later. The left-hand path is power differential. It increases the extra damage on your LMB to 20%. But will I take this? I told you your LMB DACA ain't so strong, even with the extra 10% this ability gives, so why not grab instead? Servo Boost gives you 25 stamina and a speed boost for 1 second when you unfortify. Fortify also has a reduced cooldown of 6 seconds, reducing the cooldown to 6 seconds, so it halves the cooldown. Okay, this is all that in a bag of chips. By unfortifying, you guarantee yourself always having stamina and a speed boost. That means you can reposition easier, so you can use your abilities more frequently. You can use your abilities rider effects for being fortified easier. If you're attacked, you can literally jump, fortify, unfortify, get a speed boost, get stamina, and get the hell out of there, reducing one of the worst parts of HK's kit, his lack of mobility. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go! I mean, pretty much, this is sick wrong, and you should always take this path. Almost every single time. So Fortify. It has a ton of uses, but you have to understand one thing about Gigantic. You can't just sit there and fortify up and just let enemies come at you. It's not Overwatch. You're not defending a point. There's back channels to get behind you and attack you from your rear, which, you know, well, you can't just shoot people randomly. You have to defend multiple points, so you can't just sit on an objective and just hold it because you're going to lose it. And the concept is you should pretty much be using your fortification 99% of the time as an ability to jump from point to point, use its rider effects, except unless you're against an incredible poke team. Then you take the more Bastion build. When, where, as well as for how long one is fortified is integral to good HK play. Backtracking to your LMB, Bullet Barrage. It fires bullets. Kind of fast. They have some fall-off damage. What else do you want me to say? This is one of the simplest abilities in all of Gigantic. Your tier 1 left upgrade is Rapid Fire. You increase your rate of fire by 15%. Important to note, it increases your rate of fire, not your damage. So if you take this power differential and get another bonus to your damage, all three theoretically should stack and not hit your damage cap limit. At least I think so. This is your single target damage upgrade and your play of the game Bastion choice. Mostly for the next upgrade. Ballistic Accelerator. Damage fall-off decreased while fortified. Congratulations! You can be Bastion and get a shield and just fire at anything in your field of view, and never help take objectives, or help in team fights, unless they happen right underneath your nose. You dirty Bastion player. It used to remove all fall-off damage, but it was toned down just a bit. You really want to take this if you have someone else, like a Granny or an Ashling, who can open up a creature for you and you can safely kill from the other side of the map. Or if you just get C-point on Sanctum Falls and can rain death from above up there, this is a good choice. Lose that point and your upgrade might be called into question. If you have to contest an Amani or a Voden, this could also work. But I'm not a huge fan of that application. High caliber rounds is the right-hand path. You add plus 35 damage while fortified at a close range. Yeah, that's actually a huge damage spike at close range. It adds about 75 bonus damage. Ouch. Want to go creature hunting? Choose this. Want to kill one guy really closely, really quickly? Choose this. But be careful, because by close, they mean this close. You have to be kissing the dude to get the bonus damage. So why not pick the tier 1 right-hand path piercing rounds? Shots pierce through enemies. I mean, the upgrade name should be a dead giveaway, right? Right? Now, why is this good? Well, most paths onto a creature or onto a wound are via choke points. You can sit in the entryway and fire down on 5 players trying to get to you, and suddenly you're reenacting the scene from Private Ryan. While the other paths might double your damage, this could quintuple it. Oh, and Granny Hands. Let her post up, and then you can tag her babies and herself at the same time, grabbing a ton of free focus. This also makes body blocks pointless. Just shoot through them. Smiles a low health target tries to shield himself with the creature, and just blow through both of them. HK just blows men. Wait. No. The left-hand path is impeding fire. Each bullet slows a target for 1 second by 5%, increasing to up to 30% while you're fortified. Your enemy pays for inches as they try to get to you. The problem is that split second. If you miss your target for a couple seconds, they can run around free again. Which means fast targets where you think this ability would excel actually are the worst to hit with it. Targets like Paco, Zeno, or Vadasi, or pretty much anyone without a good escape, are the best people to target with it. The right-hand path is debilitating rounds. Second verse, same as the first, but with weakness up to 50% instead of the slow. Take this. No, really take this. If you're trading with range and allowed to free fire, you're doing 50% less damage. Or if you're shooting through your front lines to those attacking them, those people are doing a ton less damage. This ability can take a killer assassin and turn him into a teddy bear, or change a team fight dramatically. Also, remember how I was pissed that Zenobia's weakness was single target only? Yeah, here's the counterpoint right here. Still, remember, debuff immunity or bloody minded can make this pick a little less useful, so think about who you're fighting. But cleanses are a lot less useful, as you can reapply the debuff faster than you can remove it. LMB. Point, pull the trigger, reload. Easy as that. It's not a ton of damage, so you might use it kind of as like sustained damage or picking off a low health target, but don't rely on this to be a major damage source. Railgun, a point shot that does 331 damage to a target with a hit scan shot. No, really, 301 damage on a 10-second CD. Ambani's 2x base damage does 275 for comparison, or a 3x shot does 415, and it needs to be charged. Oh, and we get to charge it in just a little bit, but damn son, that's damage. This can and will end a Moja at 1/5 life. I'm just saying. You do have to aim pretty well with this, but it has unlimited range and a hell of a damage it puts out. And it's part of the highest damage combo in the game. Oh, and both upgrades are good. Your tier 1 left upgrade is charge rounds. Hold down the attack and charge it up to blast a tier 2 attack that does 575 damage. Or so the text says, but it's usually about a 535 against most things. But 575 damage for a 1 second charge. Hello? Why is this a thing? A few months back, HK's LMB got nerfed a little bit, and people freaked out. How is he going to do damage, they asked. I don't know, putting a bullet going faster than the speed of sound into your enemy's skull still seems damn viable. The left path is armor piercing. At your second charge state, you ignore 50% of armor and pierce the target. Oh no, you're joking, right? Because this just feels wrong. Remember how I love piercing rounds on LMB? Tack on ignoring most armor boosts and doing a ton more damage, and not even the Margrave's manly physique can stop you from smashing a low target behind him. You want damage? You want fear? Just yell out HK's motto when he hammers someone with this. He doesn't talk, does he? He just beeps and boops, which is totally original, right? Look at that guy. Completely different. Wait, this is HK, right? The right-hand path is paralleled outputs. And now your Bastion, tossing damage downfield without even stopping your auto-fire. Is it good? I'd rather grab the armor pen and piercing because, well, slap my butt and call me Prince Albert, piercing just seems to be the right way to go here. The right-hand tier 1 path is hand cannon. You change your railgun to a mid-range cannon that dazes on hit. Direct hits still do base railgun damage, but also damages in a small area around the initial area. Hey, you getting jumped by assassins constantly and can't line up a railgun shot? Then don't go for precision, go for the if the world isn't a smoking crater, then I'm not doing my job right option. The loss of range can hurt while trading with other ranged or people running low. But if your fights are trenched warfare, then pick this up and never look back. Also, a 1 second daze can save your life. The left-hand path is daze for days. Direct hits now daze for 1.5 seconds. Daze for days. Motiga, you slay me. Just like a man dazed for 1.5 seconds is likely slayed. Get usabilities or running means that HK's follow-up attacks are likely going to fry a guy. Daze for days. Really though, you're counting on exact shots, or you lose out on the potential of this upgrade, and you want to get as much CC as possible. The right-hand path is Concussive Explosion. Daze everyone caught in your blast if you're fortified. Hey, remember your E and how with rapid recalibration you can quickly pop into and out of fortification? Yeah, run into an enemy group, jump, fort, cannon, daze everyone, call in your friends for the cleanup. Both these paths are great, but this one is likely to get more use out of it as it doesn't rely on twitch aiming. So, Railgun. This is part of your 1-2 punch that makes HK one of the best heroes in the game. Period. Oh sure, we talk about fortification, barrage first, but those are setups or cleanups for this and the next ability. Landing these shots make an okay HK great. The choice of which one you want comes down to this choice. Do you want to snipe people with some precision or punish those that dive into you harshly? I go for the range, because sometimes, just sometimes, you thread an amazing railgun shot and you'll be pumped for days. Mortar. The second part of our 1-2 punch, and combined with railgun, is why you go HK, not for his pea shooter. This is a loud projectile, meaning it has an arc and you have to aim high to get it to go any distance. This does 154 damage to an area, knocks up, and burns for 55 seconds for 3 seconds, so around 300 damage. And its range is great. You can fire from one ramp and canyon to the other. You know, the area where most people tend to post up on. Oh, and knockup. You can use this to slow someone down retreating. And if you need to run, you can fire straight down while jumping and hit someone chasing you to let you get away. Super useful. I mean, I know I'm recycling jokes at this point, but HK really is a one-man effects creator for a WW2 movie. And on an only 12-second cooldown, this is amazing. The tier 1 left path is More to Love. More to Love. Oh, Motiga. This increases the base damage by 40% to 196 and the burn to 77 per second. Yeah, what more could you love? That's 231 burn damage, 196 base damage, so 427 base damage. Oh no, just no. To an area? Hit a 5-man team and that's 2,135 damage you can get just by tossing this around. By the way, I don't give a beep boop that my LMB got nerfed. Just saying. The left-hand path is Kaboom Box. This leaves a burning area on the ground for 3 seconds for 77 a pop. And with the other burn, you can do like 88 burn damage. Okay, this is nuts. It makes a no-go zone for 3 seconds, which is great for punishing people who try to pop onto a point and poke at you. Oh, and since it has a 12-second CD, they only get 9 seconds between safe times to come up on that area. God, this is trollsy. And if, you know, you miss your original mortar, at least you have a little fire on the ground, right? The right-hand path is Heavy Artillery. Your mortar now does 80% bonus damage while fortified. Holy, hold me closer, Tiny Dancer. 277 base, 99 burn for 3 seconds, or 297 burn damage total, for a total of 574 total damage to an area. Are you high? Are you crazy? How the hell is this in gigantic? No, I'm serious, right here. This is animated bullshit. I mean, a good HP carrier can lob these things at impossible angles, even bouncing them off walls. Oh yeah, did I mention you can rebound these things? To just rip you apart. Toss in a charged railgun shot, which does another 543 damage, which if you land the mortar takes the same amount of time to charge as you're knocked up, so you can get a free shot of them as they're falling back to earth as they see the cold gleam in your robo eyes. You do 1,117 damage. Oh, sure, you have to fortify to get this extra damage, but you took the quick fort and unfort, right? So this is child's play, and since your fortification's up half the time your mortar is, you can always fort before using mortar. What's the goddamn downside? The tier 1 right-hand path is Impact Trigger. And Percussive Force is that left-hand upgrade. The first one adds a push to the mortar and causes your mortar to explode immediately when hitting something. It actually has a pretty good push, especially when you go with the second upgrade, which makes the push much further. What is it good for? At first you might think, getting melee off me and my team, which I say, hogwash, you damn whippersnappers. You know what really gets melee off of your team? Doing 1,117 damage with the other path. Rutger's new health is 1,100 without his shield, so you can one-shot a unshielded Rutger. Get out of here. You know why you took these. You want a cliff game on HK. Do it once and get the other 80% damage path. The right-hand path is Speed Loader. If you fortify, you half the CD to your mortar to 6 seconds. But again, why? Anything this path can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than this path. No, you can't! So yeah, this is the knockout blow from an HK. A well-placed mortar, which takes a little bit to learn and how the arc works and where you want to get them to land. Follow this up with a railgun, and very few people are going to want to deal with you after that. Can Bastion do that? Swarm. Ever see Robotech, or Macross if you'd like? You know those missile scenes where hundreds of pods go flying out into the oblivion and do almost nothing? Yeah, that's Swarm. It's HK's focus. It's a barrage of missiles that, to be fair, is a bit underwhelming. I mean, at level 3 focus, it does 1,093 damage. Yep, your mortar railgun combo does almost 100 more damage. And that's a level 3 focus. And your other is ready to go every 12 seconds or so. Also, the missiles are slow and can be easily dodged by going around a corner or reflected to every new player's horror. It's not a bad focus as level 1 can do 700 damage or so. And it does have splash damage. It's really best used once you use mortal railgun and have someone low. Drop this to secure a kill. Just don't aim at a Tripotito, especially if they're hitting you at close range, because your missiles will miss and you'll ruin your focus and you'll be pissed at yourself for not knowing better. Also be careful that since it's channeled, disruptions or interruptions can cut short your military sci-fi scene in a heartbeat. Don't even try to use this if there's a wound nearby. Personal upgrades, Shredder. Gives you 30% armor pen for your basic taps. When do you grab this? When there's tanks on the other team. A lot of them. Yeah, your LMB might be a pea shooter, but if it's a frozen pea shooter, well, it's a little better. The left-hand path is Battle Fury. You gain 10% focus after each kill or death. Your focus isn't fantastic, but weaving it into your mortal railgun combo frequently can really see some good returns. Also, AI controlled things, granting hands, voting clones, etc., also count for the kills, I believe. So yeah, if nothing else, this will help you upgrade your creatures faster. The right-hand path is run and gun. You can fire while sprinting. I want this to be really good. I want to be just running at people, murdering them. But it really isn't, as you're really looking for your abilities, your mortar and railgun, to do the damage. So I'd rather have Battle Fury. The tier 1 right-hand path is Stonewall. You become immune to crit hits. This upgrade doesn't sound nearly as good or flashy as the other path, but damn can it save your ass. If you're fighting anyone who relies heavily on crits, that'd be Trip, Wu, Mozu, or kinda like Beckett, grab this and survive a lot more BS than normal. The left-hand path is Iron Skin. You get plus 5 armor and 200 bonus HP after using focus for 5 seconds. 5% armor. That roughly reduces damage by 5%. It's okay, but not major. If you get hit by another HK combo, instead of taking 1,100 damage, you instead take, 1,050. Maybe it lets you live, but unlikely. And that extra 200 HP after focus is way too situational. And it's on the path that doesn't give you as much focus. And I mean, HK has a ton of armor and shields to start with, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. Hero's Vitality gives you 15% bonus HP to HK. HK starts with 2k HP, so 15% gives you 250 bonus HP. Not great, but not bad. I mean it. It gives you 50 extra health than Iron Skin, and doesn't rely on using your focus. Also, yes, 200 bonus HP on Iron Skin is 10% of his HP, so this gives you practically all the same benefits of Iron Skin at all times, and crack and broken armor doesn't affect it. The only downside is I could see that the armor doesn't add to your total HP pool, so with Iron Skin, it wouldn't take as long for you to get healed up. But seriously. Finally, we come to his level 5 talents. If HK is a guy. Look, I'm not gonna gender him, okay? And holy crap have I been talking for a long time. Double Plating gives a 5% front damage reduction while fortified, and an 80% damage reduction during clash if you're fortified. More defense, more bastion plays, let's move on. Bombardment increases your burn from mortar by 1 second. Read a max of 90 extra damage. And during clash, you gain more focus. I mean, the bonus damage, okay, maybe it kills a low health target, and the focus could be really cool. But why pick this when instead you can choose Heat Transfer. Railgun cooldown reduced by 2 seconds, and during clash, if you hit a burning target, you inflict 50 burn damage for 5 seconds. Railgun. That monster of an ability that is doing like a fifth of a tank's HP every time it gets fired gets a 20% cooldown reduction. Where I can have more dazes or snipes? Oh, and during clash, it could toss out a 250 damage burn on a target. Oh, and my mortar inflicts burning. Well, sign me the hell up. I mean, why? Why pick any other talent? 250 damage. 250 compared to like 90. Damage for doing a combo you're doing anyways. Or if you have an Amani or Charnock, you just chuck of burning around, you can free cast this thing. Yeah, this is not even a choice. My normal build is the following. Rapid Recalibration and Mortar Love come out first. I gain a significant damage increase as I move to secure the first neutral point. Then I go Heavy Artillery to boost my mortar damage, and then Rapid Recalibration to make the first wave of assassin attempts easier to manage. At this point, I grab HK's only talent and either go Shredder into Battle Fury to boost my damage, or just grab Stonewall to stay alive a bit longer. Next, we go straight to Armor Piercing for RMB for that crazy damage output. And finally, we go to Debilitating Rounds to push down enemy damage as endgame approaches. If I choose Stonewall, my last hero pick is Vitality. This build sees a huge damage spike at certain levels. Level 2 and 3 with the mortar upgrades, and 7 and 8 with the charge round. I don't rush Charge Shot, as the bonus damage from Clash starts right around the time most games get you to 7 or 8, and the huge damage spike can surprise some players. I changed my build order, pushing piercing shots earlier, usually level 4 to 6, if the enemy team has a tendency to group up to push points, as the damage can quickly get out of control, or if there's a granny on the enemy team, as shooting through her hands can push her out of place or kill her hands entirely. If nothing else, it generates a huge amount of focus. I'm actually going to contradict something here. I'm going to say my Trollsy build follows almost this build exactly, except for you grab the push to the mortar and the higher push the first 2 levels, and then go pretty much the same build. Why? Well, the fact of the matter is, in like a pub game, you can very quickly get people out of place, knock them around, and there's nothing funnier than watching a Charnock fly across your screen as he's trying to like come into your base. Is it good? Hell no. Is it funny and fun to play every so often? Hell yes. Even if you're not going for the cliff game, you can get this real hilarious moment as people post up on a point and you just knock them into the main battlefield. Will it secure your kill? No. Is it funny enough as they fall and you smack them with your RMB? Yes. Again, if you want to have a fun game, just play this and laugh your ass off. But how do I play Bash? I mean HK. But really, you want to find a good place that has great lines of sight. Toss mortars onto enemy perch areas where your team is pushing into, then land a few good railguns to kill people. If your team is rotating, quickly shift yourself to best aid the team, pushing points or running after low health targets. Constantly be on the move. Use your Fortify upgrade cooldowns aggressively. For example, if your enemy team is mostly ranged, go into the Deflect shield and pop in front of an entry point to a creature. This gives you and your ranged teammates free fire on the point and forces melee to come in on you to deal with you. But you're surprisingly tanky and your own melee can counter-engage onto them. Finally, on wounds, mount up nearby and hit them as hard as you can. HK and Beckett are some of the hardest heroes to stop from taking wounds. Adequate meat bags, aka heroes that go well with HK. Vadasi, Margrave, Zenobia, Paco. Vadasi is an obvious choice. She's a heal bot. No, not in the mechanical way. HK's major weakness is that he has a large health pool and it takes him a bit to come back fully to full health to continue fighting. He doesn't have a self-heal tool like other completely different characters, so if he's low, it takes him a bit to get back into a fight. Unless there's a Vadasi. Then she can open up your hood, change your oil, and get him right back in the fight before you can even get to a Jiffy Lube. Margrave. His stun is nice, allowing you to hit people he engages on, or give you an escape, as you mostly don't have the tools to run away from a fight. But his biggest claim to fame is that fire shield. You didn't take the reflect shield? Well, let your friendly neighborhood Margrave give you the talent you decide not to pick up. But an enemy Margrave with a reflect upgrade can make your well-placed railgun be a shit show for you. Zenobia and Paco. Both do the same thing. They annoy the hell out of the enemy team, mostly with slows, and provide great peel. House Tesserot's assistants, aka people who make HK's life tough. Wu, Ramsey, Ashing, Mozu, Taito. Wu is a highly mobile, high damage displacement hero. Didn't get the unmovable upgrade in your E? Well, be prepared to be everywhere else on the map than where you want to be, and be down to half your health before you can respond. Ramsey. Like Wu, he's highly mobile, and if he gets into your back lines, aka yourself, you'll be taking a ton of damage. And with his absurd number of dodges, you will miss him. A ton. I can't count the number of times I've lined up a perfect railgun shot on a retreating low Ramsey just for him to rush the last second as I let go. Just because he could. Ashling. Deflect barrier. Ruins. Days. Also, her dad can be set onto your perch. Mozu. Hey, you know what sucks? Not being able to do the thing that you do. even worse is having that thing that you do so well bounce back at you because of a ranged reflect shield on a super low cooldown. Finally, Taito. Not Trip, friggin' Taito. Flipping around you, being able to hit you, and always seeming to be able to hit your rear for bonus damage, and then either swooping on you to death, or just leaving without you being able to retaliate, because he has a stupid fast movement speed. I mean, to deal with most assassins, you just fire at the ground, and if you've taken Kaboom Box, they get caught on fire, even if they dodge the initial explosion. Then you just railgun them and you've done 3/4 of their HP and they have to decide if they want to continue to fight you. Oh, but Taito can cleanse himself and keep punching you in the damn face. Great. And there you have it, how to play HK. It's key. HK. Holy shit, I've said HK, HP, H everything, the whole match and I can barely say it anymore. And just to finish this all up, let's have some AI-generated clips for your amusement. A lot more times than I...
Do you have on double tap for dodging?
I'm activating right now, watch. Boom!
Give me a right.
Boom! Boom, baby!
That's a focus. He's really trying for this.
Bitter!
Bang.
No, I'm good.
I got pulled!
I'm good.
Oh no! I misclicked F. Who's dead? Fire in the middle.
I'm gonna reset for health.
Sven is dead.
What the fuck?
Sharnock's dead. Zenobia is low in the back.
Creature's open. What the f?
Zenobia's dead. Sven's
I'm
low.
not sure what happened there, but I didn't die.
Oh crap, I have everything on me, never mind. I thought I could pick that up when no one was looking, but everyone is looking!
Go away. Go away.
Fuck him! It's part of my language!
But it feels like they slide past you when they're using your bait.
Yep.
Ah! I got the reflect!
There it is. It's gorgeous.
Reflect. You were trying to kill me and wasted everything on me.
I have a shield! Man, I hate you. I have a Vadasi and a shield. This is not happening today for you. Bye. Alright.
Oh, the freaking Drake killed me at the end!
Alright, this is busted!
Oh, Abby baby!
Abby baby, I do da do da do do do.
If I slap you, do you regain health?
No, I'm not a turret. Now I'm a turret. Oh no, no. All right.
You stop.
Bye.
I have little bunnies.
Yeah, I can find little bunnies. Come on.
That's all of you would
Bye. Get out of here. Busted. No, I want that kill. All right.
It's your Storm Drake.
Do you not like this?
If there wasn't a granny in your life, Mattlin.
I don't. I actually don't have any gran.
Wasn't born.
I don't have any grannies in my life.
Not anymore, or never had.
Never have. Grannies don't exist. It's a figment of the Illuminati.
You've never played
Give me focus, give me focus on your hands, on your hands. I wasted my ult now. Now I need some focus.
Bim bom boom, bim bom boom. Hey, hey, how you doing?
It's your boy!
But you're a robot.
I'm still your boy. I'm your boy, see? No questions about it, your boy!
Yeah, but the rest of the team is like, nope.
No problems. Literally, it's Fenmo and I taking on a Summer Bloomer. What are they gonna do?
Hey, I'm here too.
It's your boy!
We're getting a kill out of that.
No, please, please, please.
No, please, please!
Please, no.
Hey, you wanna fight me?
Such a-
You wanna fight me? Okay, you can't get weakness. I understand now. Fight me on my point.
Wait.
Fight me on my point.
Bias. Fuck out of here.
Yes.
Calc you motherfucking lated.
Oh, please don't leave. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Super dead.
Thank you.
Oh, I am not your boy. Leave me alone. Oh.
Can we buy silencers?
No! 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 None of this! None of this is what I wanted! It's okay! He's dead!
You're getting
No! He's dead! Please! No, him! No! It's your boy!
or killing you.
Oh,
Thank-
he's dead, alright.
Thank you.
We're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for the win. We gotta go for the win.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on,
Dude.
come on, come on.
Yeah. I'm going.
Go for it! I'm going for it right now! I'm already in!
But you didn't move anywhere.
It's your boy! Oh, come on! You kidding? You kidding? Alright, Mr. Like...
1, 2, 3.
Oh no, you're dead. Sorry. Come on. No, you could... No, seriously! Why are you... Alright. Fuck that. Like, apparently as HK, I can't aim directly upwards. I'm too fat. Oh! But I'm your boy! I thought I was your boy! Oh no 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 no. Oh no 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 no.
Oh god, don't do this to me. No.
It's your boy who's actually in a lot of trouble.
Don't die.
I wanna wait for our lives to be over.
I've got nuclear warheads because I'm friggin' HK. This is the wrong song.
Isn't it me who has nuclear warheads?
Yeah, I'm about to say, HK has cruise missiles. What are you talking about?
You don't know what's in my warhead?
I don't know what's best.
I don't know, no. I don't know, don't know. I don't know. Might be dead.
5 more minutes before the final countdown.
Oh, I got it! King of the mountain. What is it?
What?
What is King of the mountain?
Oh, it's a storm drake. Okay, that's fine. For a split second, I thought it was a friggin' balloon, and I was gonna lose my damn mind.
No. It's a freaking storm drake.
It's your storm drake.